There are people throughout the history of humankind that at moments have stood bold and courageous against all odds and did what their divine spirit within them guided them to do. And it made history. It literally made history. But not the person that actually did it, but the person that society chose to give credit for it. The person that had the correct persona as the poster girl or the poster boy, the one that the face was going to be shown out into the public, rather than the perfect authenticity of the one that actually did it. And this is the kind of twisted and decrepit society that we live in, that they would rather choose correct persona over perfect authenticity. But this happened to a young girl that was 15 years old, and her name was Claudette Colvin. She refused to give up her bus seat to a white person in Montgomery, Alabama on March 2nd, 1955. That young girl sat there brave, probably scared to death inside, but knew that what she was doing was the right thing to do. But of course, she was arrested. And not only was she arrested, but she was charged with assaulting the officers that arrested her. A 15-year-old young girl down south. A 15-year-old black young girl in the South. She was charged with assaulting the police officers. But years later, of course, the evidence suggests that the charge was a pretext to penalize her defiance rather than an actual act of violence. They wanted to penalize her defiance. And here we are, 71 years later, in 2026, and it's still the same old boring, unimaginative, same old shit, different day. Doing the same thing to people when they have the audacity to be defiant enough to stand up for their own rights as a human being, or to stand up for another person's rights as a human being. I mean, we see that in the Minneapolis riots. This is the kind of society that we still, 71 years later, live in. Well, Claudette was one of 4 plaintiffs in the Browder versus Gale lawsuit, which went all the way to the Supreme Court. And that is the ruling that outlawed bus segregation in Alabama. That young girl, that 15-year-old young lady did that. That took some serious moxie and dignity. And Claudette, wherever you are, I honor your bravery, I honor your dignity, and I honor your humble spirit, knowing you were the one who did it first and truly deserved and earned the recognition, but you didn't receive it because someone else had a more correct persona to put on the poster. There's a quote from Mark Twain that I feel is absolutely appropriate, even still, in the society that we live in today. And Mark Twain says, "It is better to deserve honors and not have them than to have them and not deserve them." Claudette passed away on January 13th, 2026. She was 86 years old. Claudette, this video is for you. I honor you.